Hello, my name is Sip Mendes. Welcome to Sip's Techie Tips. In today's video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to show you where some of the MIDI controllers come from that I include in my videos. But before we do that, I want to thank everybody who's been watching the videos. That's always great, especially people that leave comments and subscribers. Again, thank subscribers enough. If you're not a subscriber, click on subscribe. And if you want to be notified of each new video, remember, click on the bell. So let's look and see where these controllers come from. So today's MIDI comes from a going out of business sale. Large national business that sells musical instruments and musical equipment of all sorts. And you probably know who that is, but I don't want to name names. And this is the year 2024, and it's July. And I was looking through the damaged and clearance instruments. The store was pretty well cleaned out, really. There wasn't much left. And I came across this keyboard. And this is an Alesis QX49. And when I looked at it, it looked like it was in very good shape. It looked like it would clean up well, which was very important to me. And I looked at the cabinet, no big scratches nor anything. But I did look at this note that was on the back of it. And this note says, no power, as is, $30, United States currency, of course. And when I looked at the back here, I noticed that the power switch was broken. And I figured that was worth a gamble. So fixing a power switch shouldn't be very difficult. I'll show you what the real problem was later in the video. Okay? And so let's get started. This is the Alesis QX49. Has 49 keys, has transport buttons, has 8 knobs that can be assigned. It has 4 drum pads that can be used as buttons, and it has 8 sliders that can be used with my digital audio workstation. It has a display screen. It has other control buttons that we'll explain later. It has a pitch bend wheel and a modulation wheel. What we're looking at here is the back of the QX49. And there's the place to connect a sustain pedal. There are 2 MIDI ports. These are the regular traditional original type of MIDI connectors. There's 2, one for hooking up to the computer to connect to your digital audio workstation, and another one for connecting to other MIDI equipment, like a drum machine perhaps. There is a USB connector, and this is the same type as used by most computer printers. This is a 3-position switch. Off is in the center. If you move it to USB, then power through the USB connector will power the unit and communicate with your digital audio workstation through your computer. If you move it to the power, then you can connect your power supply, which is a 9-volt DC power supply, to power the unit, and then you use these 2 MIDI connectors for communications and synchronization. Let's start looking at what might be wrong with the unit. And this is my USB connector, and like I said, these are quite often used on printers. So I'm going to plug it in plugged it into the USB port and nothing happens. The most likely problem is this switch over here. It's broken. The part that you actually move with your fingers is broken off. I'm going to move it with a probe, and I'm going to unplug that. And that is the center position. That's the power position. I do not have a AC adapter for that. AC to DC adapter. But I'm going to turn it on, put it in the on position. Plug in my USB cord, and there doesn't seem to be any response. Now the USB connector is very broken and it moves. Now the USB connector appears to move quite oddly. It's very loose and wobbly and it seems to be broken. And this is also, so I'm going to open it up and we'll look at it from the inside and see what might be wrong. There are 10 of these screws, and this is the last one. So let's see if we can get this open. Oh, looks like it's... Oh, yeah. Okay. So this is what we were looking at, the board here. And that's the sustain pedal. These are the two MIDI connectors. This is the USB connector. This is the 3-position switch. And this is the 9-volt DC power supply connector. And I think I will have to remove the board. Oh, these come apart pretty easy. That one is glued in place. This one is also glued with hot glue. Oh, that one comes off easy. This one came off easy. So let me take this board off and maybe I can get a better assessment. One more screw over here. Okay. This looks like a standard USB, and I think I have one of those. Looks like there's something broken in there. This center piece here is very wiggly. I think it's broken. Yeah. See, this part is broken. Like it's snapped off. And this switch I'll have to desolder. Okay. So let me go out to the shop and either bring in my soldering iron or I'll take it apart out there. Just wanted to show you something that was in here. a big dust bunny. This is the board. I'm out in the shop. It's a bit warm out here. It's June, and in Texas that means warm. Hot. And this is the USB connector that I need to remove. I'm going to go back here and desolder these 6 joints, and maybe I'll also have to desolder this switch and remove it. But I'm going to use my desoldering iron, which is this one here, and I've not been very successful with it, so I'll try it, and I'll try to take a break and do a little report on how it's going. But I'm usually not very successful with this method. I usually have to go back to my regular soldering iron and a pick and pull things apart. So I don't have a good way of holding the camera, so I'll get back to you. Alright, so that was thrilling. This is the part I took out. And there's a little cap part that goes over the back end of it. And this is my soldering iron. It's a soldering station, I should call it. And I had it on 581 degrees. I had to use a little bit of flux to help flow the solder out, and I had to apply some soft lead solder. Many of these new boards are put together with what they call lead-free solder, and it requires a very high temperature to get it to melt and flow. It doesn't conduct heat very well, and if you put a little bit of regular lead solder on it, it helps conduct the heat much better. These are the new parts. I have the parts here, and I'm going to put one of these in its place. Alright, so these are the this is the new one, and you can tell that it's a very good replacement. It's everything seems to be in exactly the same place, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'll fit it in there, and then I'll heat up the contacts and push in the new part, and then solder them, make sure there's no shorts, that everything is connected properly and cleanly. So I've installed my new USB connectors right there, and these 2 big ones hold it in place. These 4 here, those are the positive, negative, and the 2 data lines. So it's ready to be tested, and if it still doesn't work, then I'll have to start looking at the switch, see if there's something in the switch that I can repair. If not, I have to find a replacement for it, and see what I can do with that. I might, not sure yet, is just short the 2 and have it be on all the time. I've reconnected all my cables inside. I put a screw, one of the screws in to hold the little board in place. This is my USB connection, and I'm going to go ahead and connect it and see what happens. Wow, look at that. It's working. So it was a bad USB connector. The switch still seems to be working, but I have to make a little knob or something to hold it, to be able to move it with my finger instead. Well, thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate that. And I had a fun time doing it. I like tinkering with things, and hot solder and is fun to play with. But you got to be very, very careful. So the real problem was that USB connector, and for now I'm going to leave the switch as it is, leave it in the on position. It is, the switch is not in good condition. It's kind of iffy, so I will be ordering a switch for it, and I'll try to film the actual removal and replacement of the new switch, and I'm looking forward to that. So if you enjoyed the video, you can give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give me a thumbs down. That's okay too. And you leave me comments. If you got questions, leave me comments. And if you're not a subscriber, click on subscribe. And if you want to be notified of each new video, remember, click on the bell. So until next time, take care.